Okay. I'll just begin with the all dungeons. Ah, rip. That seagull tried to land and then fell down. Oh, hello, everybody, and thank you for the good luck. I'm hoping that I can get a PB either tonight or tomorrow. Because after tomorrow, the ZSR Marathon starts. And I probably won't be able to stream during that, except for when I do my run. No dungeons run? I'll gladly not do any percent right now. Oh, nice, Kane. I mean, I told you that, like, I did say that they take a little bit of tinkering to work, usually. And, like, the only reason I have one is just because, like, I was able to get mine to work fine. Like, I don't have delay on the internal card that I have, just from Elgato, but it did take a little bit of tinkering to get to work correctly. I also haven't had any experience with any other capture cards, so... Wow, the wave. Why I stream so late? Because I had things I had to do earlier today. So thank you for the good luck, Aether and Snowshoes. Yeah, generally I hear positive things about the Avermedia capture cards, but I don't have any experience with those. So I can't, like, say anything about them myself. Alright, nice backflip. Also, hello, Holy Snowy. So thank you for the 5 bits and good luck, Lewis. Alright, Lewis. See ya after DRC, when the run finally starts. I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 2. I played it a lot, like, the first week it was out. I haven't been playing it very much after that, though. I was just focusing on other things. Hey, Caden, thank you for the good luck. 2 rupees. Well, it's better than 0. There was one run I had the other day where I only got like 3 rupees out of all the grass I cut down on outset. Well, only 5 rupees. I guess I can avoid the flowers and get the extra blue one. Oh yeah, I'm hoping I can get a PB too, but it's gonna be at least like 3 hours before that happens, probably. Go for 16 straight hours? That seems a little intense, and... Or do you mean like 12 p.m.? Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, 16 hours seems like quite the intense band camp. If that were true, you would also be there right now. Yeah, 4 hours seems much more manageable. And it's good that it's in the morning and not, like, later in the day when it's hotter. I mean, you can always use gamepad only mode, Caden. Your TV isn't working. Although obviously it's then you can't like look at the map when you're like trying to do super swims and stuff, but practice like clips or something. Oh, thank you for the good luck, Grandma. I'm pretty sure you know which one I would say you should play, Austin. Oh, well, if your stick is bad, you can always buy like a pair of new sticks and replace them. That's what I had to do with mine. For the 2 bits, Caden. Oh, so yeah, you made it in time for a full run, minus outset. But outset's not really that exciting, so you didn't really miss much. You missed some worse than average rupee RNG. So now I have to waste time getting an extra blue rupee pot. And yeah, like, I also had to replace the rubber component that's, like, under the A, B, X, Y buttons. Because, like, the one under the A button was, like, worn out and broken. Hey, Legio, thank you for the good luck. Okay, I didn't think that was gonna make it on. Any fresh new tech? No, not really. If there was new tech we had, I'd probably be practicing it, assuming it was, like, useful. Oh yeah, I've heard that, like, Nintendo kind of screwed up with the left Joy-Cons on the initial Switch releases. And you can, like, send them in to be repaired. Mine seem to be fine. Like, my Switch was a release Switch, but it doesn't seem to have any issues. Although for Splatoon 2, I use the Pro Controller, so, like, it doesn't really involve the Joy-Con. But yeah, the Pro Controller is definitely more comfortable than the Joy-Cons. Although I mainly like the Pro Controller because the buttons are just simply bigger, along with the joysticks. And it's like, you know, a more familiar gaming layout. Or controller layout. Although I really liked, at least in the original Splatoon, I liked having the right stick above A, B, and XY. Like, personally, I still like that better than having the stick below. Because, at least what I could do is I could always control, or like, I could control the right stick with my thumb, but then like press A, B, and XY with like the lower part of my thumb. I'm not sure if other people were able to do that, but like, that was one reason I really liked the joystick being above the buttons on the right. On the Wii U gamepad. And on the Pro Controller. Hey, Ellie, thank you for the good luck. Okay, we'll be streaming more in the future. I mean, if you screw up a stasis launch multiple times, you can probably just, like, whistle sprint to wherever you need to go. I mean, at least if, like, in your first run, missing a stasis launch isn't the end of the world. Alright, Kaden, see ya. Hope you can get your gamepad fixed. What? Get out of here. Prize that missed. It was very, like, slow. No, I didn't stream for 24 hours. Longest I've ever streamed was when I did the 3D Zelda challenge, like, 2 years ago. I believe I streamed for, like, 16 straight hours. I don't think I'd be able to survive a 24-hour stream. Heck, that was a really weird movement pattern by that moblin. Usually never sniffs that early. Yeah, for Breath of the Wild, Wii U has faster loading times. Just have five-hour energy shots? Oh yeah, that's like a great idea. I'll be sure to do that whenever I do a 24-hour stream. Oh, thank you for the good luck, Mr. Scribs. Unfortunately, it seems like Katamon believes that watching my speedruns is gonna make you die, though, so that's unfortunate. So hey Mason, thank you for the good luck. No, yeah, I know it was the 5-hour energy shot statement. Thank you for the good luck toggles. My day's going pretty good. I did wake up later than I was expecting. I woke up at like nearly noon, which is unusual for me. Unfortunately, I can't promise that fish chicken. Depends on the situation. Also, hey Red Floyd, thank you for the good luck. I have no idea, Mr. Katz, and I'm probably not going to be the one to find out. Well, yeah, there are some people I know that sleep like 10 hours a day. Although I'm trying to avoid doing that because then I know it's going to be really hard to start waking up early for classes again when school starts. Because every day of the week I have a class at 9 a.m. This semester, and probably next semester also. And then on Fridays I have an 8 a.m. class, so that's going to be fun. You skip school to practice hundo? I mean, you technically could, probably. But the authorities around you might not be so approving of that idea. Every day at 8 a.m.? Jeez, I'm sorry. Last year I had 9 a.m. classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then generally Tuesday and Thursday were like light days in both semesters. And I sort of kept it like that this next semester also. Like Tuesday and Thursday for this upcoming semester for me, the only class I have is the 9 a.m. class. And then after that it's nothing. Like, Tuesday and Thursday will likely be streaming days, I imagine. Or just, like, homework grinding days. I wouldn't say college is free, no. Either financially or, like, energy-wise. Yeah, I'm studying computer science. Like, usually at the university I go to, like, the class will either meet, like, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for, like, an hour each day. And then there might be, like, a discussion section at some other time. Or they'll meet, like, Tuesday and Thursday, for instance. Like, classes are sort of divided up that way, I guess, just to make scheduling easier. Making college sound terrible. I mean, there are, like, a few, like, aspects that people usually complain about, which are, like, the early classes or, like, things like that. But generally, you can, like, pick which times your classes are if there are, like, if your college is, like, big. If your college is small, you might be limited on what times you can choose, though. Like, some people, like, choose their earliest class to be at, like, 11 or something. Well, I wouldn't really say that I'm much of a glitch hunter. I mean, I could make sure things are working properly in general, but, like, I'm not someone who, like, has a more, like, creative, out-of-the-box thinking style to find stuff. Like, the only significant thing I've ever figured out was roll clipping in this game. And I guess you could argue that I also figured out the barrier skip setup that we use, but that's, like, two things. And obviously I've done, like, lots of little optimizations and stuff. Especially since, like, before item sliding, I was basically the only person playing the game at, like, a really high level. Well, yeah, college is just more enjoyable because you don't, like, you don't feel forced to do anything, necessarily. At least that's, like, the way that I felt compared to high school. Like, no one's forcing you to go to class, but you should go to class. Like, no one's forcing you, like, or, like, I don't know, how should I say that? Like, you have lots of options to do, like, whatever you want, I guess is the right way to say that. I can generally just have a lot more freedom, because, like, you're on your own. You can watch Jimbo streams, exactly. Although I'd rather advocate that you pay attention in class. Unless we're like world record pace going into Puppet Ganon, then you should watch. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there were a few times where, like, I went into a lecture, but then I got caught up in some sort of, like... At least in the spring, I got, like, caught up in, like, debates in the Breath of the Wild Discord. About, like, rules and stuff. And, like, I didn't pay attention at all during class. It's okay, though, I still passed. So yeah, we lost time because of having to get the extra rupees. I mean, one weird thing about my semester, or about my schedule last semester, was that, like, I had 3 lecture classes, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But, like, the strange thing about the ones that I chose is that they all happen to take place in the same lecture hall, just at different times. Which was really strange. It's like so I'd just, like, you know, sit in that lecture hall for, like, 6 straight hours every day. Because the classes would essentially come to me. But then, like, afterwards I had to go to my English class, which was in a different building. No, the yellow rupee, like, behind the house is slower to get, because the green rupees you can get with basically wasting no time at all. Because after the Bokoblin fight, you have to wait for the Bokoblins to die, and so you can't do anything to speed up that time, so it's better to get rupees then, where you don't waste time. Obviously, the rupees in the grass, like, before the log, will waste time. But only, like, 2 seconds. But yeah, if you need to study for your final, I would recommend studying for your final. Unless you're like already confident that you're gonna do well. But even then, studying a little bit more can't hurt. Oh my god, really? An interesting bonk that I've never had happen before. Yes, that's Seidel. This makes the most logical sense. Ah. Wall. Oh yeah, the fire always makes, like, the set of, like, or, like, the fire effects on the wooden planks always, like, obscure what's actually behind there. If you do it fast enough. Do I hold any records? Yes, I hold the Skyward Sword any % record, and I also hold records for 3 of the main categories in this game, including the category that I'm running right now. Side hop jump slash. Yeah, I can't even talk. I always have trouble with the side hop jump slashes in that fight. Because the camera angle can be very varying. We'll save time at least, though. I think... No, I don't think we're gonna be ahead. We're gonna be, like, plus or minus... like, roughly 1 second, though. A speedrunning fail complication? I mean, I have failed in runs before. Like, if I never failed in runs, I would have the record in, like, everything. Everybody fails in runs. But I usually don't have, like, mistakes that warrant, like, being hilarious to be in a, like, fail compilation. It's just like, oh, I was too slow on this item slide and voided out. Oh no. Or something like that. Well, yeah, there were, like, what, 500 viewers when I got the SS any percent record? Or, like, any percent sub 5. Like, there were a decent amount of people there. I'm pretty sure some of them are still here now. Probably, obviously, not, like, not all of them, though. Oh yeah, the arm spam was pretty hilarious. I don't remember who spammed it first, but like someone posted that one message on my 50115 run, like when it was happening. And like it just took off from there. Everyone started spamming it for like the next hour of the run. Until the end, of course. Well, I mean, ideally after I'm done with this category, I would go on to get sub 120 at least in any percent. Alright, Hatmark Man, thanks for stopping by. Good night. Rocks are coming down. Rocks, please. That rock was close to hitting me, but thankfully didn't. Yeah, landing on those upper platforms is very slightly faster. That's why I did it. Like, that's just kind of been slowly incorporated, because sometimes I'll just, like, forget about it. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. It saves, like, a second. You get both of them, I think. But it is noticeably faster. Who built those platforms up there? Probably the Rito, I would assume. Oh yeah, 1 second is the difference between 5 hours and under 5 hours, that is true. Yeah, we said that sub 40 was extremely unlikely. Generally, I've noticed that like, when a new game comes out, people will, like, way underestimate how low the game can go. So they'll predict that, like, the lowest it can possibly go is higher than how low it actually ends up going. Because, like, even months after release, games still get optimized. They just get optimized at a much slower rate. The Lucio Ribbit. Yeah, there was like a huge influx of like followers and just viewers in general when I did Breath of the Wild any %. Partially because like most like gaming news sites were reporting about it. Because people were very surprised to see that speedrunners could do it in under 1 hour. It's like, yes, 9 days after this game came out, and we've already beaten it in under 1 hour. And then from there, like, obviously, we shipped it down. Also, yeah, we're 16 seconds ahead. Wow. See if we can actually keep that after bombs. Ah. Come on. Need item slide sideways through here. I mean, that generally happens, like, when new Zelda games come out. Like, the first speedruns that people do of it, which are, like, the fastest times, will usually get a lot of views. But Breath of the Wild was, like, an even bigger case because it was a huge game, like... I mean, it still is a huge game, obviously, but, like, when it was released, it was, like, the game that everyone was talking about. And the fact that you could beat it in under 1 hour probably, like, surprised a lot of people. At least that super swim was good. I think this water level's okay? Yeah, okay. The wave was, like, over where the shore was, so it looked kind of weird. Wow, that's a really low water level. You can barely see the King of Red Lions. Well, yeah, the devs said that you could go to the end, like, right away. But people probably assumed that that would at least take more than an hour, I would guess. Ah. Gone for it. Oh, oops. God dang it. That was interesting. I didn't realize I still had the free cam on, which is why that got a little screwed up. was really dangerous. Alright, well, we made it in. We are going to be a few seconds behind, though. Oh, that was weird. Usually doesn't throw you that far left. By backwalking off and then jump slashing, I get on the very, like, possible edge of the ledge, essentially. So that I can easily side hop in. If I wasn't on the very edge, then trying to side hop in would likely, like, make Link catch the collision on the side and be put back in bounds. Well, yeah, PB chance has an element of randomness to it, because it calculates the chance by taking 10,000 random combinations of segment times from here to the end of the run. And however many of those segment times result in a PB is what it uses to calculate the actual chance. So, like, it calculates that, as of right now, 89 of those 10,000 combinations will result in a PB. Well, you could do a neutral roll off the edge, but then you can't jump slash back on because you're facing the wrong way. Feel about the chance of PB. I mean, usually it's low at the beginning of runs, like, no matter what category I'm doing. Or if I even, like, have it active for the category. Like, as the run progresses, it generally gets higher. Yeah, I don't feel like somehow manipulating the paraglider into the inventory is likely, at least for Breath of the Wild. Obviously, like, it shouldn't be counted out as completely impossible, but just with our understanding of the game, it doesn't seem like something like that will come to, like, be figured out. No, the odd time is after we finish Forbidden Woods. I mean, there are some things you can do where you, like, carry over properties from other save files. I don't know very much about that because I stopped following Breath of the Wild heavily once barrier skip was figured out for Wind Waker HD. Oh yeah, you can leave the plateau early, but people always seem to think that for some reason leaving the plateau early means you can skip the plateau, which is not true. Like, just because you can get early, or like to an area in a game early, doesn't mean you can skip everything before that area. Obviously, there are some cases where that's true, but most of the time that's not entirely true. Come on. Hello, Joko. Hey, Tiger, thank you for the good luck. Hello. Problem there was that I hit CL too early. unfortunately we're gonna lose a few seconds here. Because of the one screw up in that room. I'll get down here. Who would win? A giant corrupted butterfly or a leafy boy? I mean, I don't think the butterfly's corrupted. I think it was just scared. Probably attacked out of fear. Alright, so we're just falling off there. Probably going too far to the right. I'm trying to like go around a dumb spot in the center that stops you if your item's sliding through it. But then I end up going like too far right. Boss key skip, yeah. I mean, Makar somehow knows how to do boss key skip in all the dungeons he's in, so... surprise me. Good. Ah, dang it. That looked really weird. Oh, it still worked. But yeah, Mortha's just like the little black sphere with orange spikes that like weighs Link down if there are enough of them on him. Alright, we're ahead. Yeah, apparently Morths are more than black little spheres. They've started some holy wars in my chat a few days ago. So they do have some influence, other than weighing down Link. Hey, Swim Zone Kid, thank you for the good luck. Thank you for the good luck as well, Cattybug99. Yes, we've also compared the Morts to Doritos. Hey, Aqua-Nissan, thank you for the good luck. And yeah, we're streaming late today because I had stuff to do earlier. Really? I seem to always fail this now, like I'm waiting too long or not long enough. Like, just can't get into the water consistently. There we go. Yeah, so that time I needed to go in slower. Oh, that seriously decreased my speed. I had a picture of a Morth. Oh boy. Yeah, unfortunately we're gonna lose time here because it took me so many tries to get into the water for the beetle swim. Other than that, the segment was decent though. After we go through this coral text. I'm surprised the game didn't migrate there. Usually during that first bomb shot, it tends to lag a lot. The glitch where I, am swimming really fast is called item sliding. Basically, I can charge up a lot of speed on land, and then slide it into water, so I can swim across the whole ocean. bad that I watched Friends for the 15th time in a row. I mean, if a show is good, I probably wouldn't mind watching it 15 times in a row. But it would really have to, like, captivate me for me to do something like that. Alright, we're still ahead. Though we lost, like, 20 seconds on that last segment, which is not good. Save warp took slightly longer than usual. Oh, oops. Nice. No, I can't pull out the Wind Waker fast enough. Alright, at least the water level's right there, very nice. I didn't have the map up during the first part of that, so I like swerved way to the west side of the ocean when I should have been going east. Oh, nice, we got texture glitch. So now the wind and the water around the King of Red Lions is gonna look glitchy for the rest of the run, and for all the runs that we do after this. For some reason, voiding out way over the edge of the ocean can cause texture glitch to occur. And I have absolutely no idea why. I just know that that's what usually causes it. Alright, what were we doing? We were gonna put this in here. Put it somewhere. Let's put it down here. Right. We got the Morph on screen now. Also, yeah, Rip enters Pubert Pyramid. Very unfortunate for Ender. Dang, Legend of Link is too fast. Guys couldn't keep up with him. Also, yeah, the farther out of bounds that you go, the more Link's model starts to, like, turn into a series of lines. It's very weird. I think it's just that, like, the game has trouble rendering that far out. If I remember correctly. Oh yeah, if you're on mobile, the pyramid is, like, really difficult. I can imagine. Oh, you heard the grab sound. No, there's no way to downware. There's no way to, like, downgrade firmware on Wii U currently. At least from 5.5.2 to 5.5.1. Oh, I barely made it on. The item slides, at least in the central room, are hard because you have to try and avoid like falling off of the very small height differences. Yeah, I put the Morphin at like the bottom central left. Like 5 minutes ago. Hey, Link's boost is going pretty good. You have a run that's better than any of the attempts I did yesterday going. So texture glitch is also what's causing those lines to appear way out from the choose. Hey Volcom, thank you for the good luck. Why we were never item sliding here earlier. That's clearly faster than using the leaf. That pillar. Hey Bouncy, thank you for the good luck. That was not the right button. I remember trying to item slide to the small key, like back when item sliding first was a thing, but I remember there being like some weird problem with it that I didn't like. I don't know, maybe I should go back and reevaluate that one too. Oh, it might have been because I was restricting myself to the corner when I could have gone more right. Maybe. Actually, that probably is what it is. Of course, then you run the risk of failing it if you press ZL too early, like I usually do. Oh, what? Nice, good item slide. Yeah, I can see how the angle would work if you're all the way to the right on the wall. But obviously I'm not going to attempt that during a run if I've never done it before. One thing I've learned from speedrunning is that you should never attempt new random ideas you have during runs. It never works out. Unless it's like your first run or something, then that's usually fine. Wow. Cool guy. Really? Alright, well. Rip any time save I could have had here. Really? Alright. Just not at the right time. But yeah, like, every time I can remember that I've tried something new, like, during a run, it's usually ended up just badly. It's like, wait, why aren't we doing this? And then I do it, and I usually remember, like, oh yeah, that's why we don't do that. Or it just, like, fails in some way. Also, nice forward throw. It's too slow. Ooh, like that. I'm not gonna do that with the statue in that position. No, not necessarily. I mean, I don't think brake sliding was one of them, but I've just, like, I have so, like, I remember thinking, like, after doing something or trying something out for the first time in a run, like, I usually end up wasting, like, 30 seconds or something. Like, I don't remember a lot of specific cases where that happened. I just remember that happening a lot, like, in my previous experience, if that makes any sense. Ah. Hello? Let's get up there. I don't remember Ancient Cistern of Fire Sanctuary ever having it happen there. I remember it happened to me in... I remember Twilight Princess it happened quite a lot, I think. Oh, I guess I didn't need that arrow. Whatever. Like, Fire Sanctuary, I usually died because I, like, fell into the lava after the bit warp. Or because I got hit by the Lizalfos, the cursed Lizalfos, or because I got killed by the Moldorm for the boss key fight. Send help. My grandparents' big dog fell asleep on me on the couch, but I can't get up. Alright, I'll dispatch a team of animals to come help you, don't worry. We'll be there soon.
Come on. That's a weird pattern. Okay, what the heck? Why did that last for so long? Alright. Are we still gonna save time on this split, even with the key strolls? It looks like we are. Because if I enter the portal before 7:20, I believe that's like the mark of if I'll save time or not on Master Sword. Because the Master Sword split in PB wasn't very good. I have done a few speedruns of the original Ocarina of Time. But it's generally not my cup of tea. It is fun, like I learned how to do a lot of cool stuff. Like I can do Ganondorf, I can do Door of Time Skip. And I can do basic tricks like Shadow Early and all that stuff. I just never really got into it the same way that I got into like Wind Waker or Skyward Sword. Like, if I wanted to get good at OOT, I'd kind of have to adjust, like, how I feel used to the games. It's also been a really long time since I've actually played with a GameCube controller frequently, so I'd have to get used to that again. Like, I've been playing Wii U and Switch games for so long that I'm, like, used to the gamepad being my primary controller now. Which is why partially why I'm, like, biased towards thinking that the gamepad is better than the GameCube controller. And yeah, generally, I've like, put more time into speedrunning Ocarina of Time 3D compared to the original Ocarina of Time. Because I find that game to be just more fun to me. Also, hey Green Uprooter, thank you for the good luck. I know, I'm not going to be running Breath of the Wild during the ZSR Marathon. I'm going to be running this game with the All Dungeons category. I believe Spades and someone else is racing All Dungeons for Breath of the Wild, if I remember correctly. But I don't think anyone's doing like any percent or anything. Actually, I think the Breath of the Wild run is right before mine. Yeah, Mason, it's pretty much the same. The only difference is that you don't play barrel game for rupees after sale. Because in All Dungeons, you don't need rupees after the sale, whereas Old Any Percent, you needed to decipher the Triforce and all that. Hey, Ipsadi, thank you for the good luck. Oh, dang. Overestimated. There we go. Alright, it's nice that I had a not too terrible Tower of the Gods for once, besides the keys. Well, that's not my first 132. I've had like 7 or 8 132s before. A 132 is a really good Master Sword time, though. Like, my Master Sword PB is 132.21, so it's still like 20 seconds behind the best Master Sword I've ever had. Also, yeah, at least in Zelda games, like, usually Zelda speedrunning is extremely complex. Like, no matter what the game is. Like, at least all the games that I've tried for the Zelda series have been extremely complex. And, like, some games might not seem to be very complex on the surface. Like, Skyward Sword is generally a game that you can learn really easily. Like, the tricks aren't all that hard to do, but like, the better you get and the faster, or not faster, but in, like, the better your PB gets at the game, like, it starts to become really complex when you've got, like, an under 5 hour and 10-minute time. So yeah, we added the Morth in. No, we added the Morth in during the Tower of the Gods cutscene, because people wanted it for some reason. Yes, the Morth and the fairy can cuddle. That's what the purpose of that is. Also, nice wind. Gonna be seeing some glitchy wind up here, especially with Cyclos. If you wanted to get started with this game, I would recommend the All Dungeons category. It's longer compared to, like, most other speedruns in general, but it's the only category in this game that doesn't have any sort of, like, run-ending RNG in it somewhere. Because any percent has the Fairy Hover, Glitchless has Swift Sail, and Cyclos, and 100% has Sploosh Kaboom, Auction, and Helmrock King. This category is arguably also the easiest, although you could argue that Glitchless is easier. Although Glitchless has the insanely hard Helmrock skip. Which I guess isn't too hard because we have home buffering, but it's not easy.
Good clip. Good time loss. Kill my speed a little bit there because it was too fast. Oh, nice. Insta cutscene. Whoa, camera. And that's bad RNG. Oh, really? That's kind of cool, bouncy boy. Imagine $40 of free coffee is good if you drink a lot of coffee. Yeah, that clip through the island of Windfall to the other side just kind of screwed over saving time on this split. Because this split was a best in my PB. Although the best can be, like, slightly lower. I hurt myself for a glitch that's coming up where I'm going to be skipping the Helm Rock King. And the glitch is extremely easy if you have a heart and a half or lower of health. You still can do it with like full health, but then it becomes frame perfect. And since it doesn't really waste time to take damage, it's like, well, why not just take damage and make it easy? Whoa! Okay, I didn't chart up for long enough. There goes any time save on this segment. No, don't hit me. Dang it. But yeah, now we're losing, like, pretty much all the time save that we had, so that sucks. Or, like, all the time that we're currently ahead by. I'd say that all dungeons is decently optimized, but my sum of best could be a 243, definitely. Yeah, targeting makes the really, like, long item slide really easy. Because then it doesn't really matter if, like, you're not holding perfectly straight up. Just target right before you do it, and you'll make it pretty much every time. Yeah, item sliding is faster than crossing the first sidle gap with the Deku Leaf, because the wind is in a bad direction. So if you try to use the Deku Leaf, you'll end up flying across really slowly, and you'll have to do a bunch of leaf pumps. Also, you waste magic, and we need magic. Alright, Mason, good night. For stopping by. And yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow. I'm probably gonna go for, like, a really long time again, like I did yesterday. Unless I like PB or something. Because tomorrow's gonna be the last day that I do any, like, streaming before the ZSR Marathon run that I do. Because Friday and Saturday I'm commentating runs, and then Sunday I'm also commentating a run and doing, my Wind Waker HD run. Also, Sunday is a new Game of Thrones episode. So that's obviously the top priority of my life at that very moment. He'll sleep to me. Alright, sounds like a plan.
Also, hey, Interantic, thank you for the good luck. Link looks tired. Like he doesn't want to fight bosses. Oh, okay, we only lost 6 seconds. Thought I was gonna lose more than that. Alright, never mind, we're still ahead by 12 seconds. You've never seen Game of Thrones, is it worth? I mean, that kind of depends on, like, what you like in a show. Like, Game of Thrones is, like, a show that's, like, hugely... It's like a vast amount of... Or how should I say this? Like, I got into the show... like, when I initially watched the show, I didn't, like, love it, like, a lot. I was like, this is a fun show, I'll watch it. But then, like, the more I learned about the world and, like, the lore of Game of Thrones, the more I loved it. It's like, for me, I had to invest a bunch of time into learning about the world before I could truly enjoy the show as much as I do today. Well, yeah, the show itself is different from... I mean, obviously the show is based off of A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin, but the show, like, had to deviate from the books, like, for certain reasons. One is because, obviously, it's a show, so, like, it's a different medium than, like, reading a book. Well, yeah, the game crashes if you try to enter the Puppet Ganon cutscene before watching the cutscene in front of the Helmarok battle.
The picture for barrier skip is a Tingle Bottle, because I don't imagine I'd ever use Tingle Bottle for any other, like, split segment image. So I was like, yeah, let's just use it for barrier skip. Although I do use the Tingle Bottle as my last split in my 100% splits for this game. There was also, like, a small meme going around when Wind Waker HD came out that Tingle Bottle was going to be, like, the solution to barrier skip in some weird way. Obviously, it didn't work out like that, but it would be pretty hilarious if that was the case. Well, I took out that name because that name's too long and doesn't fit. And also I felt like barrier skip was more informative than the previous name. Now the power of the magic Dorito thrusts forward the plot of this game. And yeah, before I did have the troll face picture as my barrier skip image. The game is in Spanish because the Spanish text is faster than the English text because there's less dialogue the game has to scroll through. And so it doesn't take as long to go through all the text, which means that the time that I get at the end of the run is faster. Gratana 1 did barrier skip first. Or, like, that's the first, like, recorded instance of barrier skip happening. Or, like, I mean, it's based off of Gratana claiming he did it, but I think it's pretty obvious at this point that he did it. Because if he hadn't have done it, then we would have never found barrier skip. The first person to get it in a recording, though, was Link Oscuro. And unfortunately, the way he got it was, like, it didn't make it very obvious as to how it worked, because of, like, how the camera was, or, like, how he was shifting Link through when it happened. Well, the ID'd guy is Link Oscuro. I believe is from Spain. It took a little bit longer to line up than usual, but it's fine. The first person to do a run and technically get barrier skip in the run was Linkus, but he did an any % run, so it didn't finish. I was the first person to actually complete a run with barrier skip. Because I did an all dungeons run, because I knew that any % was a dangerous category to try to do right away. And with my all dungeons run, I beat the any % record by like half an hour, so that was cool. Yeah, all dungeons was made as soon as barrier skip was discovered. Because, like, even before barrier skip was discovered, we'd, like, or at least I had, like, routed out how things would go for all dungeons. So, like, I knew what the exact route was going to be, like, even before doing barrier skip for the first time. But it was based off of the assumption that we wouldn't need it, like, anything extra to do barrier skip, which thankfully didn't occur. Like, the reason all dungeons didn't exist before was because any % had to do all the dungeons anyway, so creating an all dungeons category was kind of, like, not necessary. Well, people have done low % runs for Wind Waker. I think there's a category on speedrun.com for the original game to run low %. So that was the worst RNG you can get, so that's unfortunate. The rest of the segment was okay, though. Oops. Nice B button press. Oops. Bonk. Well, my PB is the world record, so I am running against both PB and record splits. I run against my average segments. In which case, I'm a minute and 20 seconds ahead of my average. Bonk number 2. I mean, we've done at least 3 bonks in this run, because we do 2 intentional bonks. One for getting the shoes off the Daegu Tree face, and one in DRC to drop a pot with a Bokoblin in it. Earth Temple the shortest dungeon? I think so, yeah. Because we skipped the entire first half of Earth Temple, so it ends up being pretty short. It's like a minute faster than Forest Haven, or Forbidden Woods, not Forest Haven. Alright, time to flee from the big scary puppet, because I don't like big scary puppets. The reason we watch that cutscene, though, is so that I can get upgraded gear that the cutscene actually will just give us. It's useful for saving time in the later part of the run. I wish we could, like, tap where we want to go on the gamepad without having to go into gamepad-only mode. Because you can, like, tap where you want to warp, but only in gamepad-only mode, which I think is kind of silly. Then you get all the splice memes that people do whenever you press the minus button. Okay, that was weird. Got as much speed as I was expecting. Oh well. I also didn't expect Fire Mountain to load like that. Usually you sploosh at Fire Mountain. Nothing happens if you open the Mirror Shield chest with the Mirror Shield. And you, like, already have the Mirror Shield. It's not like Ocarina of Time where it, like, gives you a blue rupee. If you, like, have the contents of a chest that you open. This would have been a best segment if I'd gotten the save warp skip. Oh well. Because there is a very precise way you can skip doing the save warp before Fire Mountain, where you basically have to, like, stop the Super Swim while you're under Fire Mountain, and then get, like, lifted up and burned so that you void out. Definitely to earn? I don't know about that. We still have to essentially get to the end of Puppet Ganon before we can confirm whether or not it's the urn. It's not as much speed as I was hoping for, but it'll do. Just climb up there. This next segment was nearly perfect in my PB, so it's hard to save time on, and usually I lose time on it. What's the part that I'm the most afraid of in all dungeons? Like everything. Like everywhere there's something that can go wrong and potentially screw up the run. I mean, generally there are some splits that I'm pretty relaxed on. Like, I'm usually pretty relaxed on light arrows, because it's just trial skip and a bunch of item sliding. And I have, like, full confidence that I can hit trial skip consistently. I'm also generally relaxed during the Helmrock King segment, because I've practiced all those Forsaken Fortress item slides a lot. So I'm confident with that segment also. Like, barrier skip, power bracelets, iron boots, entering Earth Temple, and like every split after that, except Ganondorf. Like, there's always ways in which I can lose vast amounts of time. And by vast, I mean like 15 seconds. Oops, no, I don't need light arrows. What am I doing? I need fire arrows. Oh yeah, nice, I got a tingle bottle. Oh nice, this should be a best segment. Those two super swims were a little slow, but they were, like, well executed for the amount of speed that I got. Yeah, this run's pretty good. There were some mistakes in early game, though. And some keys trolls. I believe that's the first best segment of the run, though, so that's cool. And it was also on, like, a split that I generally lose time on. Yeah, running a longer game generally means that there are parts where you can, like, make more mistakes. Although that, like, depends on the game, obviously. Like, that's not entirely true for Skyward Sword, for instance. Because Skyward Sword is pretty decently optimized for what it is. Like, yeah, in shorter games, you generally get less time to mess up. But that's just because the run is shorter in general, so there's, like, less time to make mistakes. Well, if any percent was optimized, and, like, you got a really good run, you could probably get, like, a low 117 or a high 116.
Yeah, I played Twilight Princess casually and done speedruns of both the original and HD versions. I had the world record in the HD version for a while before a new 10-minute time saver was found that I haven't implemented into the runs that I've done of it yet. That's just simply because I haven't done runs since the 10-minute time saver was found. Yeah, I took the, like, the strat of skipping Great Fish into account. Because, like, currently my sum of best is a high 116, so if you had, like, a really good run, you could probably, like, where you lost, like, only maybe a minute over your sum of best, if your sum of best was, like, nearly perfect with what we currently know, then you'd probably get, like, a low 117 or a high 116. It's kind of weird thinking about Wind Waker being that short. And there are still potential time saves that could be found for the future. Oh, that was perfect. Alright, I'll take that. I'm pretty sure the Zelda game that's always had the biggest speedrunning community is Ocarina of Time. I'd say that Wind Waker HD is, like, pretty decent now, though. Like, size-wise. Like, before item sliding, there were maybe, like, 10 people in total who'd, like, played the game sort of semi-frequently. Then when item sliding got discovered, suddenly everybody was interested. Because the game was cool now. When will Wind Waker HD be faster than OOT? I feel like... I mean, I wouldn't say it's impossible and that won't happen, but I feel like the chances of that are highly unlikely. Unless we find, like, Ace or something. ACE stands for Arbitrary Code Execution. Oops. Item slide. I have to ESS this because this is really slow. I'm not getting as high speeds as I was hoping. Hey, for some reason. I should still save a few seconds, though, I think. Like, I need to be charging up more for these item slides. Like, the speed that I got to Ice Ring, though, like, that was perfect. Like, that's also the amount of speed that I want going for the Forest Haven swim. You have the urge to play TP, TPHD, and Wind Waker. How do you solve this? 3 games, 1 controller. Go. As your solution. Oh no, Medley's gone. Where did she go? Oh, there she is. How did she get over there? Oh no, we put Steve down there just during this attempt.
Earth Temple. Oops. Nice. Really? I equipped an item. I thought I'd have enough time. Yeah, oh well. Ah, dang it. I hate how that side hop doesn't really work just due to your positioning. It'd be so fast to just do that side hop. Also, thank you very much, Raxray, with the $5 subscription. Thank you for the support, and I hope you enjoy the badge and the emotes. There's a lot of cameras over there. Gotta get the sub so the shout out goes to YouTube. Yeah, that's how you do it. Alright, good. It didn't wiggle so much that I couldn't shine the light on the eye. Alright, so except for the, like, throwing medley at the wall, this has been a decent temple so far. Let's hope we can keep it that way. Still 2 more difficult tricks we have to do. But if we get them both first try, we should be in the clear, at least for this segment. And even if we get past this segment, there's still stuff that can go wrong, so don't get too excited just yet. I'll tell you when you can get excited, though. Let's go, Medley. Too high. Yep. Nice. Did we glide in here correctly? Alright, good. That's hard trick number 1. I needed full magic for this. That. Whew, alright, now time for the big one. The Earth Temple boss key skip. Which, if I do correctly, I will have enough magic for 3 light arrows on Jalhalla. Goodbye, Medley. You're gonna wait on these stairs forever. No. That's not very good. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have enough magic for light arrows, but making the skip fast is more important than that. If I'm lucky, I'll get an orb drop from one of the pose, and then I can shoot 2 light arrows. So because of that, we're probably going to end up losing time here, though. Alright, any magic drops? Anybody? Nope. Oh, wow. I even got the unlucky light. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like no light arrows. That's a shame. Get in there. That light was good, though. Oh, wow. Oh, alright. I'll take that. Get back here. That was really lucky on the 3 pose right there. That worked out perfectly. Usually you don't get 3 with 1 bomb. Yeah, because of that, we're losing time now, unfortunately. Yeah, it could have been worse, that's true. Alright. Yeah, I lost 10 seconds over being able to save, like, 11. So in total, we lost, like, 20 seconds. But if I do really well on this split, I can be, like, 1 minute and 20 seconds ahead. Which would be amazing. Because after this segment, I can only save like 10 seconds on the rest of my segments combined. So I have to do well on this segment if I want to like secure a PB. And this segment has one really stupid super swim that I'm going to be going for. Because it saves 15 seconds. Oh, so yeah, now we've downgraded the Master Sword. Which is kind of funny. Earth Temple took some of its power away. But it's actually necessary for that to happen, otherwise we wouldn't be able to get into Wind Temple. No. As one roll seems fine. Okay. Speed's a little slow, but should make it at least. As long as we do not drop ESS. Okay. That was a little sloppy, but it's fine. Now I'm really hoping I can get some magic from this grass. Alright, nice. Got all the magic, and missed grapple hook target. Yeah, I've gone for that super swim, like, for months now. Because 15 seconds is actually pretty big in this category, at least with the time that I have. Yeah, the run is surviving, thankfully. Senor Pubert. There's also a really stupid super swim you can do from right here, using Beetle, but it's actually, it only saves like 1 or 2 seconds if you do it really well. Because you need to move Beetle for the super swim to be possible, and to move Beetle you actually have to move the King of Red Lions far enough away. No, I probably won't do another run after this. Alright, Makara, let's go. Steve has been, like, channel meme ever since I named the Morths at the top of the Puppet Ganon room. Bernard and Joe are the other Morths. But Steve is my favorite, to the unfortunate dismay of some other viewers. Barely too low. There we go. Okay. Let's see if Mr. Hand wants to grab me today. Nope. awkward position. Nice orb. Okay. It was weird item management, but we made it work. Whoa. Expected to clip through the floor a little bit sooner. I just want the arrows, thank you. A lot of things just happened. It can be hard to keep up with, especially during that one room. Because we do a lot in like 20 seconds. Nice. Got the big magic right there. Nice. Alright, very good. Now let's just do this fight. We should have a pretty hefty time save here on hookshot, assuming that the fight does go well. But this fight usually is fine because we have light arrows to just decimate these three guys. Oh dang, up there. I don't like it when they're all up there. I prefer it when they're on the ground. They're easier to hit. Also, this is going to be a best segment. By 2 seconds. So that's very nice. Also, there's a leaf strat you can do here, but I'm not confident enough to do it yet. I'm going to be doing the old bomb boost method. Apparently I'm not good at that one either. Just aim slightly too far to the right for that, I believe. I'm also going to need this magic up here. Alright. So except for the failed bomb boost, that was all pretty good. Ah, rip, didn't get quite in there. Now Makar is going to play beautiful music for us, just like he always does. You know, it's funny that Makar is always in these boss rooms when we first get to them. Like in Forbidden Woods in here. Makar must seriously know the secrets to boss key skips in this games. Yeah, the music's not playing at a different tone. The correct music isn't actually playing. It's playing now, but then it gets interrupted again. Also, I'm doing pretty good. Pigs are great. Now Mulgara's going to come up out of the ground. And hopefully Mulgara goes somewhere out in the middle, not where the... Okay, good. If Mulgara, like, makes a hole near where the babies are, it can be hard to get the tongue. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna be losing a few seconds here, I believe. Like, literally just due to the failed bomb boost. And no victory theme either. Because Makar doesn't like victory themes. Decently close to the center. Yeah, the eye thing is, like, just for fun because it's funny. But turning the camera away also helps reduce lag. Oh, never mind, we saved time. Which means that would have been a best if I'd made the bomb boost. Oh well. Also nice, I got that roll. There's one frame before this cutscene where if you roll, you'll roll during the cutscene, and then Link won't have to walk as far when the cutscene ends. Let us go find the Triforce, Link. No. Oh my god, please. Let's not do this again. Oh, come on. God damn it. That was slow. Alright, the only thing that's really standing in between me and a PB now is Puppet Ganon. So I say we have a good Puppet Ganon. Good. Good. Nice. Okay, that's very good. One missed shot is not bad at all. Now let's see if we can get the double shot on the spider phase. people dizzy for a second. Nice. Alright, good. Give me magic, please. Okay, good, thank you. That's perfect. It's just the amount of magic I need. Alright, so far so good. Now we just need third phase. Nice. Oh, that was really... Nice. Snipe. Alright, good. Whew, okay. Third phase was a little iffy, but I got the snipes after getting hit, so that's fine. Looks like we could potentially be in this for a 246. It's gonna take, where we have to get good RNG on a fight, good RNG on the Ganon fight though, for a 246 to happen. I don't know, this isn't popping the SD test. I'd need to save like 40 seconds here to do that. Yeah, heart rate's a little higher than usual. Oh, come on. Grab that. And actually, I don't think... Well, 246, unfortunately. Alright, well, we'll see how the fight goes. I am doing this risky, though. I did come in here with a heart and a half, which means that I can only get hit once by Ganon. Because Ganon, per hit, does 1 heart of damage. But that's a risk we had to take if we wanted to go for a 246. I'm debating whether or not I should actually use the Iron Boots, though. Or no, okay, yeah, I'll use the Iron Boots in the second phase, but just not the first phase. That's what I'll do. Because usually if I use them in the first phase, I get hit, and I'd rather not take that risk. And it's only like half a second slower if you don't use the Iron Boots for the first phase. The Iron Boots make Link's jump attacks faster, so you can get out attacks, like just attacks onto Ganon faster, because the animation takes less time. Although it is harder because doing a quick spin in that short amount of time is really difficult, like to be registered by the game. So thank you for the good luck game stabled.
Yeah, PB chance is pretty high right now. It's not 100% because there was a run recently where I did die to Ganon in the final fight. But I was like YOLOing that because I was behind PB, so I was just like, yeah, what the heck. But this one, I'm not YOLOing. At least not fully. The ways have been released. May they guide us towards a 246. Alright, see what we can do with this guy. Oh, rip. Okay, well, Ganon at least got hit. So now we can't take damage. Which means no more Iron Boot strats. I don't trust myself to not take damage with those. That's an odd combination to be using right away. Alright, yeah, unfortunately no 246. But a 247.05 is still a very solid time. So that is still very good. Thank you for the 247 bits snowshoes. And thank you very much for the 1,000 bits, spiders and rap. As well as Deku Nuts for the 99 bits. But yeah. That run was actually pretty good. Yeah, for the 100 bits, pigs are great. The beginning was kind of meh. I got bad rupee RNG in the beginning, so I lost time on bottle. Dragon Roost Cavern was alright, though. I lost time on bombs, but I usually lose time on bombs, so that wasn't a surprise. Leaf was fine. Boomerang is a really hard segment to get, like, a best on, so I always lose time there also. Forbidden Woods was good, though. Nehru's Pearl was bad. Because I failed the Beetle Super Swim, or I failed like the launch on the Beetle Super Swim like 3 times. Bow was nice, Master Sword was okay, except for getting trolled by Keese on the ladder. Skullhammer was bad because I accidentally clipped through Windfall. Umrock King was bad because I fell on the ladder. And Barrier Skip was actually fine, it was just slightly slow. Light Arrows was good, just got bad Phantom Gain and RNG. Power Bracelets was fine, Iron Boots was good. Enter Earth Temple was okay, except for a slow Super Swim at the end. Earth Temple was kinda... There were 2 mistakes in Earth Temple that caused me to lose time there. Hookshot, though, was really nice. Wind Temple was really nice. Puppet Ganon was thankfully really nice. And then obviously Ganon, we lost time to not using Iron Boots.
But yeah, that's all dungeons in 247.05. Obviously, I'm gonna keep on doing runs tomorrow. Because this run wasn't perfect, it can be beaten, but it's obviously a lot harder to beat it now. Yeah, Captain P-Map were... Unfortunately, oh, the run's finished. It was a PB, so... We're not going to stay live for very much longer. Better run is harder to beat. Thinking. Oh, thank you, Grandma. Unfortunately, I'm leaving you again, because the plot says so, I'll never see you again until the next runs that we do. Also, Private Skillywags is coming in with the hard dinosaur facts just at the perfect time. Also, yes, it is official. Steve brought us good luck. So, Steve over here is gonna stay there. My previous PB just had a really bad segment between Earth Temple and Hookshot, which is why I saved so much time there. It's okay, Mossy, you can go to bed now. Even if it's not nighttime, you can still sleep. Oh yeah, like a 244 would be insanely good. I don't think I'm good enough to get a 244, though. At least with, like, current strategies. Also, yeah, PB chance is 100% now, look at that. Wonder why it's like that. It's almost like we finished a run. Alright, pigs are great, see ya. Pretty sure other people are tapping out now, too. Because I'm basically just letting the credits roll. As it is usually custom to do after you complete a run. For the new PB, what splits can save the most time? I think one of my bigger ones... Bombs is like 25 seconds. Or no, like 20 seconds. Nehru's Pearl is like 22 seconds, I think. Hammerock King is 11 seconds. Earth Temple is like 20 seconds. I don't think there were any, like, there weren't any huge mistakes in this run, like, there aren't any, like, time saves greater than 30 seconds.
It doesn't look like you broke the pyramid on my screen. Like Pixelgray got the entire Pubert pyramid in there in time. Yeah, tomorrow the stream should start like at the regular noon PST, roughly. You can expect that. We'll probably... I don't know if I'll grind for a better time for like a huge amount of hours, because I just got this time. But I should be grinding for at least a few attempts. Because it would be really cool to see a 246, or to see the Wind Waker TAS bopped by Wind Waker HD All Dungeons. Alright, good night everybody. I hope you all get good rest. Alright, well, now that the credits have played through, that's going to be it. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys here tomorrow when we do more All Dungeons runs. And I also hope to see you guys at the ZSR Marathon happening August 11th through 13th at twitch.tv/Zelda Speedruns, where they're going to be running pretty much every Zelda game that you know of. Not all of them, but pretty much all of them. But yeah, that's going to be it from me, so I will see you all later. Thank you for watching.